All right, guys, just real quick. In my last video, I mentioned the Goldilocks zone of buoyancy. I just wanted to draw a diagram real quick so you can understand what I'm talking about. So at any given depth on a dive, your goal is to be neutrally buoyant, and that means you're just floating there in the water, hopefully trimmed out correctly, without exerting any effort. You shouldn't be pumping air in your BCD, you shouldn't be dumping air. And so at any depth, you're going to have a floor and a ceiling. And these are such that if you pump up too much air in your BCD and go above the ceiling, you're going to start accelerating up to the surface, which is up here. And if you dump too much air, or you go down too far and your air starts, or the pressure starts compressing your air to a point where you're no longer getting enough float out of it, enough buoyancy out of it, you're going to accelerate down to the bottom. And this is the bottom down here. That can be dangerous. So you want to avoid both these cases. You want to stay in this Goldilocks zone where you are neutrally buoyant. Did I spell that correctly? I don't know if I spelled that correctly. But that's kind of what I mean. Yeah, anywhere in here, you can take a breath and rise up, expel your breath, come down, and this is what you do to kind of go up and over things. So really, once you get neutrally buoyant, you don't want to be touching your BCD at all. You don't want to be fiddling with that. But as you descend down, as a normal part of the dive, and the water pressure increases and it starts squeezing that air in your BCD to a smaller and smaller volume, you're going to start dropping. So that's when you pump a little air in your BCD. This whole window, slides down now, and you're neutrally buoyant at a different depth. So that's what you're going for. And what I was saying in the dry suit is this buoyancy window felt about this skinny to me. And why is that? I think the biggest reason is lack of experience. Yeah, so when I'm in a wetsuit, I feel like I've done hundreds of dives in wetsuits now. I've got a pretty big or pretty good feel for my buoyancy window, my Goldilocks zone. Not so much in the dry suit. So all day I felt like I was, sinking and pumping air into my BCD, or floating and dumping air out of my BCD. So that's all I was talking about. You want to find and stay in this Goldilocks zone. That's kind of the key of diving. I guess that's it. Yeah, if you got any questions about that, feel free to ask in the comments.